should have shown up in.
Alright, people. We are starting another vlog today. I'm baking cookies currently, and I believe we have about 1 minute left. We are making monster cookies. Those were my test ones. I have not tasted them, but they look good. And that's the whole thing of dough. It's massive. I had to divide it into 2 bowls to mix it up properly because it was so much. But anyway, we're gonna bake these cookies, and then I want to show you our packing process. And I don't know, I've never seen this one anywhere, and I haven't seen it on YouTube or anything, so I'm trying out something new. I might completely hate it by the time I'm done moving, but we shall give it a shot. And that is my cookies. That is heavy. Is it done? I think I'm gonna give it a few minutes. I never know with peanut butter cookies because they don't brown. They're already brown, so I don't know. Now we're gonna try the cookies again. See if they came out this time. I think they're done now. Here, try that cookie and let me know what it tastes like. Oh.
It's not bad.
You can hear the crunch.
It's very crunchy. It's actually not that bad. It's nice and it's light for being. Is this peanut butter?
Mm-hmm.
For being a peanut butter covered cookie, it's very light.
So basically, my idea is to go through each room of the house, and technically we have a pantry, kitchen, living room, bathroom, bedroom, and a closet. So it's technically 6 different rooms in the house. And I just go through each room of the house, and I take all the non-essentials away. So things you only use I don't know, a couple times a month, maybe even just a couple times a year. So any decorations, I don't know, clothes you only wear seasonally, dishes that you only use, like pie pans. How often do you make pie in a year? So all of those items I put in a box, and I put and I label the box really, really well with everything that's in it, and I try to go through each room. So I don't have pie pans and socks and I don't know, computer in one box. I have all the kitchen items and then all the bedroom items and so on and so forth. So I label each box, and then I have 1, 2, and 3. And 3 is what I start off with. So basically, number 3 is what I just listed off with stuff you don't need. This one has picture frames and other random frames in it. And I labeled it number 3 because it's something I don't need the moment we get there. And then a number 2 would be a box that has something like dinnerware or silverware or something in your bathroom, I don't know, cleaning supplies you don't use, you don't need to use right away, but it's still pretty essential. And then a number 1 box is the stuff that you need right away. So that would be, I don't know, what is an example?
Or clothes, a lot of clothes.
Yeah, a lot of clothes. So basically that's the stuff you unpack the very first. That's what you need the next day. And then I technically have a box 0 too, but that's going to be maybe 1 or 2 boxes. So that is the very first things you need to unpack immediately upon getting there. So I will, in my box, I will put toilet paper and hand soap and a roll of paper towels and just cleaning supplies I might need, some tape, some scissors, just things that you would need right away upon arriving at your new home. And then technically there's a 4. I have not used a 4. But basically that is if you had things in storage and it's still all packed up or whatever, and maybe that's something from your last move that you never actually unpacked. That would be a 4, so that you know that you don't have to unpack that box right away. So that's my organizational, I don't know what you call it, organizational pattern, way of doing things, I don't know. But
that's
anyway.
the way you organize.
Yeah, so with hopes that when we move to the new house, I can stack like all my number 3 boxes and then all my number 2s and then all my number 1s, and that way I can unpack in that order. So I'm not like, oh, I'm opening a box and I don't need that, so I'm just going to shove that back to the current. Like I can leave that until I get to that box that I need to unpack. So that's my little packing thing.
So I think we're going to go on a hike in a little bit, so
'Cause it's gorgeous outside.
we're gonna finish doing some packing and cleaning in here, and then we're gonna go on a hike because it is gorgeous. I don't know, I didn't show you guys outside, but it is like bright and sunny. We got our flag flying, and it's just a beautiful day to go for a hike. So we'll see you then. Alright guys, this is our view.
We just saw a fish.
There's a fish like right down there that was hopping around picking up some bugs off the water top. So we figured we would just tack on the second part of our video that we did last week about the ex-Amish school, or ex-Amish school and Mennonite school comparisons.
In the Amish school, when you first start school, you only know Dutch. You may know a little bit of English. I know I knew very, very little when I started. And the first half of the year, basically you learn English along with the older students that already know it better. And then at Christmas time, you lose the privilege to speak Dutch at school as first graders. And you actually get in trouble if you speak Dutch at school. So that was very scary for me because I didn't want to get in trouble for not speaking the correct, proper language. But then once you go home from the day of school, you are not allowed to speak English. So school is the only place you can practice it. And then Mennonite school, they pretty much have English all the way through. They don't even do a second language for high school because they don't have high school.
Well, that's way better, guys. There we go. We figured it out.
So yeah, the Mennonites don't really learn a second language unless they do end up going to 12th grade, but the school I went to did not. In the Amish school, they learn 3 languages. So my dad, for his school, I never had the opportunity because I left halfway through first grade. So I didn't get the opportunity to learn German. I did later on, but not during the Amish school. So the way you do that is for my dad's school, they would either do like the last 6 weeks of school, like every Friday, they would learn German from like 4th or 5th grade on up, and they would, at the end of every school year, for 6 weeks, learn German, and they would teach you how to write it, how to spell it, and how to pronounce it, but they would never really go into any meaning. So you could learn the language decently well, but never enough to actually like explain back to you what was happening. For an example, like if they were to read the book of Jonah in the Bible, they could tell you that Jonah got swallowed by a big fish, but to go into more detail, it's really hard and difficult for them. But for my mom's side, I think hers is the only school to do this, but they just had a complete different school just for German. So after you finish your 1st to 8th grade, then you would spend, I think she said, a total of 3 months at this school, and you would learn solely German, and that was your immersion into German. And that's how the Amish learn their 3 languages. And then you use the German for, you listen to it on Sunday for preaching, and you also read your Bible in it on the off Sunday that you don't have church. But other than that, you really don't use that language. teachers for I'll start with Mennonite school this time. I think they go through like some kind of training. They have to take some kind of test to be able to be a teacher. So there are some things they have to do to become a teacher. But I don't think they go through years of education to do it, like at college or something.
Like we would here.
No.
Yeah.
And then the Amish teachers, pretty much whatever is available. So sometimes these teachers, they're not really qualified. Sometimes they're not gifted with the gift of teaching.
Are they just chosen by the community?
Yeah, pretty much. And then there you are lucky, and sometimes you have phenomenal teachers and you really learn well. And it's very rare though that you'll get the same teacher through all 8th grades. But yeah, that's how the Amish students, and there are mostly women teachers are chosen, but some men. So it just depends. And then for like discipline for teachers, Mennonite school, I will just say I got a paddling for lying in 1st grade. It was not pretty, but it did happen to me, and I was very embarrassed about it. But I got over it, and they're not afraid to actually spank you. Obviously, it never hurt. It broke my heart because my favorite teacher spanked me. So that was a really sad day, and I also got a spanking at home after that, so that was much harder. Yeah, Mennonite school, they're not afraid to actually discipline you through that. I don't know so much as they do it today, but when I was in school, they did it, and they punish you through other ways too, but they're not afraid to bring out the paddle if you deserve it. Amish school, same thing, and I would say they were even harsher. Like, I've heard stories that the teacher takes them out behind the woodshed. You know, like the old storybooks?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically it's that.
Wow.
They take them out behind the woodshed and
you get a lashing.
Yeah, with the Board of Education. So I don't know if my teacher ever did that, but I'm sure that she did punish us in some ways. I never needed it in that first.
Because you were an angel child.
Oh, absolutely. When the older boys goofed off,
and they'd get a slap on the hand with a ruler.
Yeah, the Mennonite school does that too. They would slap you with a ruler on your hand. Or my dad, he told a story when he was in school. The teacher, they did something naughty. I don't know what they did, but the teacher drew a circle on the blackboard. But like when they were standing, the circle was here, and so they had to use their nose to erase it.
Oh my. That's creative.
It's very creative. So they find creative ways to punish you, but...
Anyways, so that is the end of our video, guys. Thanks for spending the day with us. We are loving being out in God's creation. It is really starting to warm up here for the spring, so... Sort of. I'm in a sweatshirt. Sort of. For me, I'm comfortable. So it's really nice to get out and go hiking and enjoy the trails out here in Wisconsin.
You should probably end it because the battery is blinking.
Oh shoot, we gotta end. Anyways, guys, like the video, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.